Mike said he's going to give us a ride in this bad boy. Mike, you want to tell us about it?
All right, so this is actually one of our local customers. This is nothing crazy. It's one of our basic stage 3 setups. Now, he can still come back and add flex fuel to this. We just have to do our chassis fuel system upgrade and put in the flex fuel sensor, and we can crank it up from there. This motor is good for 600 horsepower, easy. Now this one has an 8374 in it, and it is a large street port.
Okay.
So it's actually extremely docile to drive. It's super smooth. You would have no idea that it would be capable of that, especially with E85. It's just a very good driver's car. It's one of my favorites, 8374 basic. Now this one still does have factory ignition on it. We do recommend that he goes up higher later. So it is a powder coated stage 3 motor that we did. It is clearance and balance rotating assembly with a large street port, and then has our engine fuel system and our ECU package. It's got a top mount 8374 EFR with dual 38mm gates, and one of our version 1 intercooler setups. We do them a bit differently now, but this one still functions perfectly great. Temps don't ever get up on this thing. It still has AC and power steering. Like I said, it's just a fun car to drive. So let's go take it for a rip.
All right.
We're going to take this puppy out, just do a couple nice little pulls with it. Introduce you guys to rotary life. But it's a very smooth driving car, very easy to drive. The clutch in this is a McLeod Stage 4. So the clutch isn't too bad, not too chattery, but will still hold a pretty good amount of power. So this one made about 428 horsepower conservative on a very rich AFR of about 10.8, 10.9 on pump. And here we go.
No way.
Yeah, so I mean, they don't weigh a lot.
Right.
You know, so when you get into them, it's, they're only 2,700 pounds, and I love it when people are like, oh, I want a 650 horsepower Street Fighter. And I was like, dude, it's not your buddy's Mustang, dude. I'm telling you right now, you don't need 650 horsepower in these cars.
Yeah.
They're very drivable and tame vehicles, and 450 horsepower is 10-second car all day long.
Yeah.
They don't weigh a lot, but they come in super nice and quick, and especially with a good responsive turbo, it just makes it a very good driver's car. We're gonna pull out here. We're not going to get too crazy with it. It is a customer's vehicle, so we'll just do a couple nice rolling pulls. Like I said, it's a very docile car to drive. It's smooth, easy cruiser. It still has all the creature comforts they came with. Still has cruise control.
Really?
Yep. Still has active cruise control. Still works.
Oh, wow.
So it's just a easy driver, starts right up, 3 cranks, hot, cold, doesn't matter. Easy, smooth. Also, this thing still gets like 19 miles to the gallon.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
For a rotary, and everyone says, oh, they're horrible in fuel. I was like, well, have you ever driven a Mustang? They're not exactly that great either. They're just a beautiful car to drive, super fun. I love them. And they handle amazing from the factory. It's just such a fun car, and nobody sees them anymore, which makes them even more popular to have. You show up at a car meet, you're the only one there. So, but let's have a little fun. Let her spin up a little bit here. Nice little pull here.
That's so crazy.
There's 100.
Man.
So idle, nice and easy. It's a really easy, fun car.
Yeah, it is.
But the idea here is to build high horsepower capabilities while still keeping day-to-day functionality. You know, not making it just super hard to drive all the time and have to be in a certain mood to take your car out, and getting used to those, you know, little squeaks and sounds and funny vibrations and stuff. We don't want that. We want it to be like a brand new car. Round 2 at full boost. So this should be about 16 pounds.
Oh my God! Wow!
That's 16 pounds.
Crazy! That made a huge difference.
Yes.
Oh my God!
Run down to the highway really quick and back. We got about half a tank.
Alright.
So I just wanted to make sure it's last run because it's going home tomorrow. We just finished tuning it the other day. But nice and easy. Just a fun car to drive around. It's all stock, so the rear stock, axles are stock, transmission is stock, just has a refresh on the gearbox, stage 4 McLeod clutch, nothing crazy at all. It's actually pretty much stock. The only thing that we did was just do our electrical package, and of course Ryan Heinrich does the tuning for us remotely out of California. He does just a tremendous job as far as getting everything dialed in on the motors. I build the motors. Like I said, this one here is just a large street port, my large street port. Very modest exhaust port. I like to keep the exhaust port pretty small. It allows for much quicker response. Also, the turbo will spool up harder and quicker by doing that. And then, of course, the street port just adds more air up top. So we want to make sure we keep our bottom end for our street cars. You know, these guys, they do these monstrous exhaust ports on these things, and yes, it helps up top to make, you know, that big number up top. But as a street car, that's horrible because it just takes forever to come in. I mean, you guys want to go light to light and just bang it, and it just rip and respond the whole time. And if you do those big exhaust ports, you're just going to wait for it. And you're going to have to like two-step it just to get it to rip. And we don't want that. We want, you know, someone pulls up next to you, you know, whatever. It doesn't matter how old you are. When someone pulls up to race you, you can be 50 or 60. You immediately turn into that 18-year-old kid again. All right? So, and you just get a big old grin, shit in a grin on your face as you look at the guy next to you and you're like, today's the day. I'll let them have it, you know. And now that kid with that souped up Civic or WRX or whatever is about to get all 450 rotary ponies, and he's gonna find out what an RX7 really does. So, you know, but we're gonna make our way out here to the highway, do a little run down and run back. I'm also mainly just making sure that everything we've done to the car right now before we bring it back is working well. No little glitches or anything. It's been extremely smooth the whole time. Startup is really good, but we're gonna hit the cold start again tomorrow morning. So we will leave it outside tonight, locked up of course. And we'll come in first thing in the morning and we'll do a cold start with Ryan, our tuner, on the phone. So it is as cold as the motor can get to make sure that it's starting up, you know, within, you know, 1 to 2, 3 cranks max for the customer. And that's one thing that you have to do with these cars. You can't just bring it into a tuner and have a guy tune it. It doesn't work that way. You're not going to get everything. You're not going to get every variable. These ECUs need to see it in real time. So you want to make sure that you do proper cold starting. So typically we'll do the tuning, get everything right, get it starting okay, warm, a good warm and all that stuff. That's easy because, you know, as long as you're running it, it's warm. But the next day after you're done doing that full tune, you want to make sure that that cold start from cold is right. Now obviously if you do a cold start and say like right now it's, you know, comfortable at 80 degrees every day, that cold start is only at about 60 degrees maybe right now. So come wintertime, Ryan will have to come back on. And that's part of our tuning package that we offer, is Ryan's there for that extra support. Well, we didn't cold start it at, you know, 40, 50, you know, 30, 20 degrees, whatever it might be outside. And, you know, that's when Ryan will hop on and the customer will be like, well, it was a little harder to start today. And typically we'll tell the guys to call in on the coldest day and have Ryan redo the cold start first thing in the morning with that actual cold temperature, just to make sure that, you know, we have a good fluctuation. And we'll do the same too on the hottest day. So if it's 105 out, we'll make sure that they call Ryan and get that hot start of that temperature where it should be. And we just make sure that, you know, the cars are very well rounded. These are street cars. We want no problems. We want guys to hop in and just go. Just enjoy it and have fun. And that's what driving's all about. You know, you don't want all the trouble, because then you just lose interest with the car and you don't want it. And then that's when you see guys posting their project car that they finally got up and running. They keep it for 6 months and then they sell it because they just don't like it, or they're bored with it, or for whatever reason they get rid of it. And we have a very, very slow bus getting on in here on the highway. So I'm gonna drop the gear. And we're gonna roll. There we go. Get some clear traffic here. Beautiful day for a cruise. Good temps. A nice little one more rip here. What the fuck?